The 1980s, bold, vibrant, and unforgettable. Growing up in this era meant a life filled with cassette tapes, arcade games, neon fashion, and Saturday morning cartoons. From the quirky trends to the iconic gadgets and toys that shaped a generation, these moments made childhood magical. In this video, we're diving into 50 things only those who came of age in the 80s will remember. Stick around. You might just relive some of your favorite memories. 1. Cassette tapes and mixtapes. Before streaming services and digital playlists, we lived for cassette tapes. Whether you were perfectly timing a recording of your favorite song off the radio to avoid the DJ's voice, or carefully curating a mixtape for your crush, these plastic rectangles were more than just music. They were a personal statement, and of course, untangling tape or rewinding with a pencil was all part of the charm. 2. Saturday morning cartoons. In the 80s, Saturday mornings were pure magic. Kids would wake up early, pour a bowl of sugary cereal, and spend hours captivated by animated adventures like He-Man, the Smurfs, and G.I. Joe. There were no streaming services or DVR. If you missed an episode, it was gone forever. The pure joy of those mornings was truly unmatched. 3. The Walkman. The Sony Walkman completely transformed how we listened to music. This portable and sleek device, with its iconic foam-covered headphones, gave you the freedom to take your favorite songs anywhere. Whether it was a fresh mixtape, or the latest album from Madonna or Michael Jackson, your Walkman was the ultimate status symbol. 4. Arcade games. Before home consoles took over, arcades were the place to be. With a pocket full of quarters, you could spend hours trying to beat Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, or Galaga. The bright neon lights, the constant clinking of coins, and the thrill of chasing a new high score made arcades a social hub and a playground for every 80s kid. 5. Blockbuster video rentals. A trip to Blockbuster was a special family event. The simple ritual of walking up and down the aisles filled with VHS tapes, debating which movie to rent, and grabbing popcorn at the counter made movie night feel special. And those Be Kind Rewind stickers were a constant reminder of the unique traditions that made 80s video rentals so unforgettable. 6. The Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube was the 80s ultimate brain teaser. This brightly colored puzzle became a global craze, challenging the patience of both kids and adults. Some people mastered it, others gave up, and a few resorted to peeling off the stickers. Whether it was on your desk or in your backpack, having a Rubik's Cube meant you were part of the trend. 7. Trapper Keepers. A Trapper Keeper was more than just a school supply. It was a fashion statement. With its vibrant designs, secure Velcro closure, and ability to hold all of your homework, it made you the envy of your classmates. From unicorns to abstract neon patterns, choosing the perfect Trapper Keeper was a back-to-school ritual every 80s kid loved. 8. The Atari 2600. The Atari 2600 was what first brought video games into our living rooms, long before the Nintendo Entertainment System arrived. Games like Pong, Frogger, and Space Invaders became instant classics, and the simple joystick with a single red button was iconic. The graphics might have been basic, but for 80s kids, it was pure gaming magic. 9. Neon clothes. The 80s were loud and proud, and neon clothes were everywhere. Bright pinks, greens, oranges, and yellows lit up our wardrobes, making every outfit impossible to miss. From workout gear to casual wear, neon was a must-have for anyone who wanted to stay on trend. It was fun, bold, and completely 80s. 10. Boomboxes. The boombox wasn't just for music, it was a cultural icon. These massive portable radios blasted your favorite tunes wherever you went. Whether you were carrying one on your shoulder or using it for a neighborhood dance battle, boomboxes turned every gathering into a party. Heavy? Yes. Worth it? Absolutely. 11. Jelly shoes. Plastic, colorful, and a little uncomfortable, jelly shoes were a staple of 80s footwear. Kids loved their translucent look and how they sparkled in the sun. They came in every color imaginable, and paired perfectly with neon socks or bare feet. They may have made your feet sweaty, but in the 80s, style always trumped comfort. 12 leg warmers. A product of the aerobics craze, leg warmers quickly transitioned from gym wear to everyday fashion thanks to Jane Fonda workout videos. They became a must-have accessory whether you were exercising or just hanging out. Worn over leggings, jeans, or even bare legs, they added flair to any outfit and kept the 80s vibe alive. 13. Cabbage Patch Kids. The Cabbage Patch Kids craze swept through the 80s like wildfire. These chubby-cheeked dolls, each with a unique name and adoption certificate, were the must-have toy of the decade. Parents battled in stores to get one for their kids, and owning one made you the star of the playground. 14. Scratch and Sniff Stickers. Few things were more exciting than collecting scratch and sniff stickers. From fruity scents to a few odd smells like pizza or popcorn, these stickers turned notebooks into sensory experiences. Trading them with friends at school was a big deal, and having the rarest ones in your collection was a true badge of honor. 15. Lisa Frank School Supplies. Lisa Frank brought rainbows, unicorns, and dolphins to the classroom. Her vibrant, glittery designs decorated folders, notebooks, and pencil cases, turning ordinary school supplies into works of art. Every kid who owned Lisa Frank gear felt like they were bringing a little bit of magic to their school day. 16. Garbage Pail Kids. Gross, hilarious, and completely addictive, Garbage Pail Kids trading cards were the anti-Cabbage Patch Kids. Featuring characters like Atom Bomb and Leaky Lindsay, these collectible cards combine grotesque humor with clever puns. Trading them at school or hiding them from teachers was a rite of passage for every 80s kid. 17. Polaroid cameras. In the 80s, Polaroid cameras were pure magic. You'd snap a photo, hear the whirring sound, and watch the image slowly develop before your eyes. Whether you were capturing family moments or goofy selfies with friends, Polaroids were an instant hit, and shaking the picture while it developed was just part of the fun. 18. Waterbeds. In the 80s, a waterbed was the ultimate status symbol. These wavy mattresses were seen as futuristic and luxurious, and kids loved the novelty of bouncing on them. Sure, they were hard to move and prone to leaks, but having one made you feel like you were living in the lap of 80s luxury. 19. Friendship pins. Friendship pins were tiny works of art made from colorful beads strung onto safety pins. Kids would decorate their shoelaces or backpacks with them, exchanging them with friends as a sign of loyalty. Simple yet meaningful, they were a creative way to show someone you cared in the 80s. 20. Slap bracelets. Few accessories were as exciting as a slap bracelet. Made from a flexible strip of metal covered in colorful fabric, they straightened out until you slapped them onto your wrist where they curled into place. They came in endless patterns and colors and were so popular that many schools banned them for being too distracting. We're halfway through our trip back to the 80s. Which memory has stood out for you so far? Was it the arcade games or those iconic Walkmans? Let me know in the comments below. If you're loving this nostalgic journey, don't forget to like this video and stick around. There's more to come. 21. The Viewmaster. The Viewmaster was like a tiny portal to another world. You'd pop in a reel, look through the lenses, and click a lever to cycle through 3D images of everything from cartoons to famous landmarks. It was a simple yet magical way to explore, and every 80s kid had their favorite reel. 22. Caboodles. Every 80s girl needed a caboodles. These pastel-colored plastic organizers, originally inspired by tackle boxes, held everything from makeup to hair accessories. With their compartments and flip-out trays, they were stylish, functional, and absolutely essential for keeping your collection of scrunchies and glitter eyeshadow in order. 23. Glowworms. Glowworms were the perfect bedtime companions. These soft, cuddly toys had a face that lit up when you squeezed them, creating a comforting glow for kids afraid of the dark. Whether you hugged it to sleep or used it as a nightlight, glowworms were a beloved 80s treasure. 24. The E.T. craze. After E.T. the extraterrestrial captured hearts in 1982, the world went E.T. crazy. From plush toys to lunchboxes and Reese's Pieces, E.T.'s favorite snack, his influence was everywhere. Kids would reenact the famous bike flying scene and repeat "Phone Home" endlessly. E.T. wasn't just a movie, he was a phenomenon. 25. Mall culture. The mall was the ultimate hangout spot in the 80s. It wasn't just about shopping, it was where you met up with friends, grabbed snacks at the food court, and browsed the latest tapes or records. From neon-lit storefronts to arcade corners, malls were the social hubs of the decade and a defining part of teenage life. 26. The MTV boom. When MTV launched in 1981, it changed pop culture forever. Music videos became an art form, and kids were glued to their screens, watching icons like Madonna, Michael Jackson, and Prince. With its bold logo and "I Want My MTV" slogan, the channel became the heartbeat of 80s music and style. 27. Hair crimpers. Straight hair? Not in the 80s. Hair crimpers turned ordinary locks into zigzagged waves, creating a bold and funky look that perfectly matched the decade's energy. Paired with teased bangs and plenty of hairspray, crimped hair was the go-to style for school dances, concerts, and everyday flair. 28. Paper fortune tellers. Paper fortune tellers were the ultimate DIY fun of the 80s. You'd fold a piece of paper into a little contraption that predicted your future, like who you'd marry or how many kids you'd have. Kids would decorate them with bright colors and silly outcomes, turning every recess into a fortune-telling adventure. 29. The Oregon Trail. Computer class in the 80s wasn't complete without the Oregon Trail. This educational game taught kids about pioneer life, though most just tried to avoid dying of dysentery. Hunting for food and crossing rivers became serious challenges, making this pixelated journey an unforgettable part of growing up. 30. Choose Your Own Adventure books. Reading became interactive with Choose Your Own Adventure books. You controlled the story, making decisions that led to wildly different outcomes. Sometimes success, sometimes disaster. These books were thrilling and unpredictable, giving kids the feeling of being in charge of their own epic tales. 31. Koosh balls. Koosh balls were simple yet endlessly entertaining. Made of soft, rubbery strands, they were perfect for fidgeting, tossing, or catching. Their unique texture and bright colors made them a must-have toy in the late 80s, loved for their versatility and fun design. 32. Hacky sack. The hacky sack was a staple of 80s recess and hangouts. This small bean-filled ball challenged kids to keep it in the air using only their feet. Whether you were a solo player or part of a circle, it was a test of coordination, patience, and pure 80s cool. 33. Troll dolls. These tiny figurines with crazy, colorful hair became a massive hit in the 80s. Kids collected them in every size and color, often decorating their desks or backpacks with them. Whether it was for good luck or just for fun, troll dolls were a quirky part of 80s childhood. 34. Chia Pets. The clay figurines that sprouted green hair were everywhere in the 80s. Whether it was a lamb, a human face, or even an E.T. design, growing a Chia Pet was oddly satisfying. It was part decoration, part science project, and entirely unforgettable. 35. Pogo balls. Pogo balls were a balancing challenge that every 80s kid loved. You'd stand on the plastic platform with a rubber ball in the middle and bounce around like a kangaroo. It wasn't the easiest toy to master, but once you did, you felt unstoppable. 36. Milk carton missing kids. In the 80s, milk cartons became a sobering reminder of real-world issues, featuring pictures of missing children to raise awareness. While they were a stark image, these cartons were a common sight at breakfast tables, sparking conversations about safety and community. 37. Sweet Valley High books. The Sweet Valley High series was the ultimate teen drama in book form. Following the lives of twin sisters Jessica and Elizabeth Wakefield, These paperbacks explored high school crushes, rivalries, and adventures. Every teen had at least one on their shelf, devouring the juicy stories after school. 38. Fanny packs. Practical and stylish fanny packs were the must-have accessory of the 80s. Worn around the waist, they held everything from snacks to cassette tapes, freeing your hands for more important things like arcade games or roller skating. Bright colors and bold patterns made them as much a fashion statement as a utility. 39. Sliding across floors in socks. Thanks to Risky Business and Tom Cruise, every kid in the 80s tried sliding across hardwood floors in their socks. It was the ultimate way to mimic movie coolness, and even if you crashed into furniture, it was totally worth it. 40. Kissing Potion / Peach Pit lip gloss. Every 80s girl had Kissing Potion or Peach Pit lip gloss. With its fruity scent and shiny finish, it was a must-have beauty accessory. These tiny pots of gloss were often shared among friends, making them both a style staple and a social connector. 41. Reebok pumps. Reebok pumps were the ultimate sneaker flex in the late 80s. With a little inflatable button on the tongue, you could pump up your shoes for a custom fit. They were expensive, but every kid who had them felt like a basketball superstar. 42. Candy cigarettes. Controversial, but wildly popular, candy cigarettes were a cheeky way for kids to mimic grown-ups. These chalky sticks often came with a red tip to look lit. While they wouldn't fly today, in the 80s, they were a playground staple. 43. Shrinky Dinks. Shrinky Dinks turned every kid into an artist. You'd color plastic sheets, cut them out, and bake them in the oven, watching them curl and shrink into tiny, hardened charms. The magic was in the process, and kids proudly wore their creations on necklaces or keychains. 44. The Sit and Spin. The Sit and Spin was a dizzying toy that provided endless fun. Kids would sit on the circular base, grip the handles, and spin themselves into a whirlwind of laughter. It was simple, silly, and perfect for burning off energy on a rainy day. 45. Scratch-off lottery tickets. Even if you didn't play, scratch-off lottery tickets were everywhere in the 80s. Adults loved the thrill of scratching off the silver coating to reveal prizes, and kids would often help, hoping for a win. It was an affordable excitement that filled convenience store counters. 46. Bonkers Candy. Bonkers Candy was a chewy, fruity treat with a bold burst of flavor in the middle. The over-the-top commercials featuring collapsing walls and wild reactions made them a hit. They were short-lived but left a lasting impression on anyone who tried them. 47. Big Hair. The bigger, the better, big hair ruled the 80s. Teased bangs, layers of hairspray, and crimped styles took center stage. Whether you were at school, a concert, or prom, towering hair was a key part of the decade's bold aesthetic. 48. Jolt Cola. Marketed as having all the sugar and twice the caffeine, Jolt Cola became the soda of choice for 80s kids looking for a sugar rush. Its rebellious branding and intense buzz made it a legend among gamers, students, and anyone pulling an all-nighter. 49. TV antennas. Before cable, adjusting the rabbit ears on your TV was a common struggle. Whether you were trying to catch the latest episode of Knight Rider or tuning into Saturday morning cartoons, finding the perfect angle was an art form and a quintessential part of the 80s experience. 50. Bubble tape. 6 feet of bubble gum for you, not them? Bubble tape made chewing gum fun with its unique dispenser and outrageous flavors. Kids loved pulling out long strips to share, or not, and seeing just how much they could chew at once. It was a sweet ending to the 80s. That wraps up our walk down memory lane. We've explored 50 unforgettable things only 80s kids will remember. Which one brought back the strongest memories for you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more nostalgic videos and check out our next one for even more blasts from the past. Thanks for watching.